Hello, my name is Alcy. I'm going to do a short little floor flow. So a floor flow to me means that, wherever you are, whatever you're doing beforehand, whether you're sitting on the couch or running around or spending time outside or cooking or cleaning or whatever it is, that you can take 10-15 minutes to be on the floor and reconnect with the energy of the earth. So it's going to be really simple. You won't need a ton of things. I will recommend some cookbooks. Any cookbooks, not trying to brand right now, so any cookbooks, maybe somewhere between, they can be any books, they don't need to be cookbooks, somewhere between like 4 and 6 inches. If you have a block, great. If you have to stack a couple books, great. Just have those handy. We're going to use them at the very end. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Get ready to roll out on the floor, find a space that you can move around in. Let's do this. Okay. So, I just want you to start with your feet a little wider than your hips and letting your knees fall together. You could bring your hands to your hip creases, the space where your thighs meet your torso. Check in and make sure that your neck, your shoulders, your pelvis, and your spine feel as neutral as possible. You might also be able to extend your legs all the way down if that feels better for you. You can lay totally flat on the floor. Just starting to feel and find for yourself what feels like neutral and what feels like stillness in the body. Begin to slow and deepen your breath. Allow the bottom of each exhale to really find neutral in the body, so find softness, find no effort left. Allowing yourself to be 100% supported by the surface below you. In your imagination, I want you to find your way to the earth. So noticing first the plane of your body, the outline of your body, and then the connections from your body into the earth space beneath you, the ground, the floor, your mat, maybe. And then if you are not directly connected to the earth, you might be lucky enough to be practicing this out on the grass or on the floor, on the ground, on the earth. But if you're not, I want you to envision in your mind's eye your energy, your weight of your body sinking all the way down through the floor, through the floorboards, down through however many levels are below you, through any layers of concrete and wood and man-made structure, until you are connected and fully supported by Mother Earth, by Gaia. And allow your breath to echo that feeling, that acceptance of the support of the earth. Feel how your in-breath moves away from the earth, allows you to fill and expand and really invite energy in. And then as you exhale, allowing the body to reconnect to that earth energy beneath you. Keeping this awareness of how your body, how your spine, your feet, your arms, your head, how every part of you that's connected to the earth has the potential here to remain connected. We're going to introduce a very kind of gentle flow here for the legs, and you can take this at any pace that you want, really breathing and moving in harmony, so breath and movement together. First, just start by walking your feet more underneath your knees. You sometimes like to measure by reaching down for the ankles. You should be able to just clip the ankles with your fingertips. Spread out your feet, push down into the back of your head, press down into your arms, your shoulders, and slowly lift the hips up. We're going to spend a couple breaths in this first traveling through this first flow. We're just going to kind of get to know the shapes, feel our body, feel your body in them. If you want to move the hips or kind of sway or maybe lift and lower a couple times, feel how from the earth you rise. And from this feeling of rising, opening, lifting, expanding yourself and your energy, you can also stay rooted. So keep a constancy through your pressing down, through your feet, each toe, your elbows, maybe your hands. Press down through your shoulders and in through the back of your skull. Feel the back of your body, your glutes, your thighs, your back, the undersides of your knees lift up, and then stretch your knees just a little bit away from your chin, so really opening up the front of the body. Take one more breath here. And then lower your hips down nice and slow. Feel the lower back reconnect, the spine reconnect with Mother Earth. We're going to extend the heels up towards the ceiling, pressing through the heel of the foot. So you really might be feeling a stretch here through the ankles and the calf muscles of the legs. Peel your toes back towards you, your pinky toes also, so really getting this even stretch through the back of the calves, maybe even the hamstrings here. Feel this rootedness through the pelvis, this broadness through the connection of your lower back, your lower body, and this brightness up through the legs and the soles of your feet. Taking one more breath here. And on your exhale, we call this ceiling straddle. Just open up your legs. Go ahead and relax your ankles. You don't have to flex your feet back towards your face anymore. Just relax. Feeling the stretch invite through the inner thighs, the inner hips. You might need your hands here to support, but we're only going to be here for a breath once we get this moving. The next move will be to bend the knees, draw the knees in towards the chest, in towards the center, or maybe more out towards the side, whatever feels best. We've got a couple moments here to kind of move into it. If you feel like you have to sway the hips or circle or squeeze or anything at all, go ahead and do so. And then finally, press your feet back down to the earth with your heels right underneath your kneecaps, spread out the toes, and this is when we'll start our flow. So as you breathe in, move into your bridge pose. Think knees away from head as head presses down, hips lift. As you exhale, lower your hips down nice and slow. Lower back to the earth, shoulders relaxed. Feel your lower back broaden as you inhale. Extend your heels up towards the ceiling. Draw the toes back towards the face. Open up through a stretch with the breath through the backs of your legs. And on your exhale, widen your legs, maybe point the toes. Good. Breathing in, bringing the knees in towards the chest, a little squeeze, maybe a little rock. And as you exhale, plant the feet back down, relaxing the arms by your sides. Keep that going nice and slow and connected. Breathe in, bridge, hips lift. Let the earth support you. As you exhale, lower the hips down. Soften through the belly. Breathe in, lift the heels up towards the ceiling. Stretch through the backs of the legs. As you exhale, relax the ankles, but extend the legs out apart from each other. Breathe in, bend the knees, hug the thighs in towards your torso. Breathe out, feet back down to the floor. I'm going to keep this rhythm going, but really moving with your own rhythm. Inhale, bridge, hips rise. Lower the hips down as you breathe out. Heels up, stretch the back of the legs, breathing in. Ceiling straddle, breathing out. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale, feet to the floor, arms relax. Press down to lift up. Inhale, bridge. Lower the hips back down, exhaling. Heels up to the ceiling, breathing in. Open the toes back towards the face. Breathing out, ceiling straddle. Maybe even point the toes for this one. Breathe in, knees bend in towards the torso. Squeeze, exhale, press the heels into the earth. A few more rounds. Inhale for bridge. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back of the leg stretch. Exhale, ceiling straddle. Breathe in, knees to chest. Breathe out, feet to the floor. I'm going to let you just feel this last one more round. Let's do 2 more rounds. Starting with bridge. Inhale. Exhale, hips down. Follow the breath. Trust yourself. Feel the earth's support. Once you make it back to feet on the floor, giving yourself a couple breaths, maybe the feet separate a little wider, the knees can come to touch. Keep that slow, connected, long, deep breath in, long, slow breath out. Feeling your body's expansion from the earth and the softening back to the earth, allowing a surrender to this divine, sacred earth energy that holds all of us, holds everything. Next, I'd love you to find your cookbooks or your books. I'll show you how I set it up. So starting from being on my back with knees bent, I'm going to push into the floor and just slide them underneath my pelvis, my sacrum. So if you have them too high, you're going to feel probably some compression or some pushing into the spine itself that isn't going to feel so nice. I want you to bring it more down to your buttocks. So right above the butt, we've got this hard bony ridge called the sacrum. And it's right above the lower spine, the tailbone. It really rests in the back crest of our pelvis, and this is where we're going to feel a nice support of the books or blocks or whatever you've got. And you're always welcome to stack it higher. If you need more, you can always slide more underneath. You can start with just knees together. You can separate the knees. You can start to walk the legs down to the bottom of your mat. Anywhere along that process, anywhere along that journey, I invite you to explore. I'm just spending a minute here. You can keep your hands connected to your hip creases, the front of your pelvis, your low belly, or you're welcome to bring the arms anywhere else that feels good. If you're in your happy place, you can stay right here for really up to 5 or more minutes. Start to kind of feel into your body what feels best for you. We're heading up on that 15-minute mark, so I want to give you the opportunity to leave this shape now if you'd like to. If you're not ready, you can hit pause or turn this off and just stay. If you're ready to leave, walk your feet back underneath your knees nice and slow. Lift the hips up and lower your lower back down, and just allowing almost like a sigh of relief, a moment of reconnection. How does it feel to settle the lowest part of the body and the spine back into Earth's connection. Feel into that. And then as one last thing, if you like, drawing the knees into the chest, then letting them fall over to the right, letting your left arm extend over to the left. It might be helpful to put one of those books or a pillow between your knees here, or maybe extend one of the knees down. Imagine your breath growing across the body like a wave over the knee, over the hips, down the arm, and then back up and over and out. Allowing your breath now to rise from and move back to the earth in a way that allows softness, allows even more surrender, more release. As you roll your hips back down to the middle, maybe you use one of the poses we found earlier to kind of just balance out, whether it's knees into chest or bridge pose or feet up to the ceiling. When you're ready, knees into the center, and then drop them over to the opposite side. For some people, it feels really good to look in the opposite direction of the knees. For others, the neck is much more comfortable, much happier in a neutral position. So just notice what applies to you. You might be finding something in between those two extremes. Play around with it. Get to know yourself today. A couple more breaths. When you're ready, bringing the hips back through the center. Any sort of movement here that you like. And then roll onto your side. Flip over onto your belly. We're going to end in a Sphinx pose. So just a little moment of opposition here. This is kind of similar to that bridge pose we did with the books. Just allowing yourself to root down through your elbows, lift up through your heart, soften through your belly, let your head drop down. If it feels good, you can let your head sway a little bit from side to side. And then eventually widening your elbows, letting your forehead rest on your hands. Taking the time you need to slowly rise and go back into your day. Love and blessings. Peace.